Hi, my name is Jeremy Doro, currently leading a Youth with a Mission campus in Northwest Washington, and just here to share a little bit about how I believe creative tools, whether that's music and songwriting, or whether that's film, or whether it's gathering people at events and rallying people together, can play an imperative role in seeing more young people won over to the causes that are on God's heart, whether that's something like Frontier Missions or whether it's something some form of advocacy for a social issue. I think you can make an easy case where throughout history young people have used those tools to actually what I would describe it as is build culture or create a culture around their cause. To me, a quintessential example of a lot of those things coming together is the hippie movement in the US and Europe in the 1960s and the 70s as a response to several issues of civil unrest, including the war in Vietnam and the civil rights movement, where music and large-scale events actually played a critical role in uniting and giving cohesion to that movement, actually giving them specific phraseology for how they talked about the causes that were on their heart and on their mind. And whether you see that as a positive or negative movement, I think it's a good example of how those types of tools can actually really win people over to your way of thinking and propagate your ideas and influence people. And I think that any noble cause needs to have an investment into those platforms. The reason that people don't is because it's actually hard to draw that back to some kind of bottom line in the way that direct activity would do. So for example, if you're advocating for some sort of a civil rights issue, it's very easy to measure the impact of advocating for a piece of legislation in government. It's harder to trace that back sometimes to the book or the speech or the film or the song that actually inspired that action. So it really begins with giving a voice to the things that are on people's hearts and in their imagination and stirring them using those kinds of tools. To me, that's the great value in using creative arts, media, and creative tools of various kinds for something like getting Christians to unite around the cause of missions.
Mentoring missions advocates. This is globalcastresources.com.